Hey strong people, Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com, and day 2 at World's Strongest Man just wrapped up with the qualifying events. The events for today were the car deadlift with a front handle for reps. I believe it was about 825, 26 pounds. It was usually the bar, it's actually lower than standard height. A standard height bar is 11 inches, and this one looks like it's more like 9 to 10, so it's almost a deficit. So it's a good and heavy pull. In Group 1, Hafthor Bjornsson ended up with 7 reps for the event win, even though he has the injury, plantar fascia is torn, the same injury Brian Shaw had last year. He's managing the pain and motoring on. I didn't expect it to affect him too much in the events and the qualifiers. Maybe in some of the moving events, like the loading medley coming up in the finals, it might, but that's for another day. Thankfully, there's nothing like a truck pull in the finals that would really be hard, like Shaw had to do last year. So 7 reps in the car deadlift for the event win. Rob Kearney ended up in second place with 6 reps. Luke Stoltman 5. Rafael Gorja-Zelik 2, Zake Mazula could not do it. So pretty much it was shaping up how we thought it would go going into the log press, which was 340 pounds, about 155 kilos, I think that is. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. And I thought it was a 3-way tie for 9 reps, but apparently I think they're trying to prevent a tie from happening, because a tie tie for first or second or third, or third or fourth would really mess up how they're doing this with the last man standing stone. So it ended up, they're doing split time. So if everyone gets the same reps in the overhead events, whoever did it quickest won, and Rob Kearney won the event with 9 reps in the fastest time, followed by Hafthor Bjornsson with 9 reps, just a few seconds faster than Luke Stoltman, also getting 9 reps. So it ended up very, very close group overall, actually, with Hafthor Bjornsson getting first place and advancing straight to the finals with 16. Rob just 1 point behind with 15. So if he would have placed, if Hafthor would have placed below Luke, and it was just like a couple of seconds. I think I could probably have the exact splits here. I should pull those up. No, I don't know them. So, if then he would have got third, they would have tied on points, I believe, and then it would have been decided by the overhead, and Rob would have went straight to the finals. Wow, so that's pretty much as close as it can get. So with that said, Rob Kearney and Luke Stoltman advance to do the last man standing stone. It's a 400-ish pound stone for reps. Put it over the bar. Rob puts it over the bar. Luke puts it back. Whoever stops, whoever's the last man standing and outlasts the other person, advances to the finals to join Hafthor Bjornsson from Group 1. And I think that's going to be pretty close between the two. And it's about what I predicted to happen so far as we go. And I just want to mention, so tomorrow they're going to be doing last man standing stones. Whoever wins each group, the 5 people that win groups 1 through 5, get a skip all day tomorrow and have an off day. Then as soon as they are done, so they're all going to do last man standing stones. Heat 1 goes first, 2, 3, 4, 5. As soon as Heat 5's done, they're going to start really early, because we've seen how long it's taken them to do 2 events per day. So hopefully with just 1 event, tomorrow's a little shorter, and there's only 2 people for groups. There's 10 total people, and it's they're going head to head. But it's a huge advantage getting first, because you get that extra off day, especially if you're a little banged up and you have like the foot injury like Hafthor. You don't want to be doing extra stress. I'm not a fan of the last man standing events, but winning your group has been more important than ever, especially with World's Strongest Man being done in 1 day, 5 events. We're going to see more casualties, injury, just based on that, likely to. Anyway, so on to Group 2. And I want to thank Reddit r/strongman, the spreadsheets, the information that's up there, everyone who sent me stuff. Sorry that my website's been down. I have to upgrade my servers and spend even more money because I'm getting about 60 times the traffic as normal. So all of you keep going and crashing my CPU. So it's being updated, and hopefully that gets us through the weekend and startingstrongman.com ends up running smoothly. On to Heat 2. We had a pretty close going into the deadlift between Constantine. It was very close. Unfortunately, they're doing one at a time. I said in my prediction, if you watched my prior videos for Group 2, that Constantine Gymnastia versus Adam Bishop might be one of the highlights of the qualifiers. Unfortunately, they're just doing one car at a time and they're going after each other. And Bishop, having won the carry medley, went after Gymnastia. Robert Oberst did 1 rep. Andre Stallberg did 6 reps. Obi did 1 and stopped. It was, he knows he's not going to get 6 reps. 1's a PR at that weight for him. It looked like he was good for, I'd say, 3, maybe 4. So he's definitely looking stronger on his deadlift. But one of the things about, when it comes down to the stones, if you're pretty much out of first place, what's it matter if you get 3rd or 2nd? He knows he's strong going into the log and can do what he needs to do in there. So he just stopped. It was very strategic first place, save his effort. Stallberg, 6 reps. Gymnastia, 10. I heard he didn't even have his straps up on his deadlift suit. I don't know if that's strategic with it being a lighter weight where he has to pull more reps and it's easier to get more air, or he just was kind of coasting a little bit. Adam Bishop did 11 reps just to sneak past him, and that's why I really wish they're doing 2 cars head-to-head, because that would have been incredible TV. It's still going to be good TV. It's still 2 great deadlifting, but head-to-head it would have been great. Then going into the log press, Oberst went against Stallberg to see, they're fairly close in points. So Obi just needed to stay ahead of Stallberg, and it looks like he just matched him, saw what he did 1 more, ended up with 6 to Stallberg's 5, securing 3rd place and advancing to this last man standing stone. Gymnastia went against Bishop. Gymnastia did 6 just for some reason to wrap up the group, and Adam Bishop just did 1, knowing it was enough and it would save his energy. And they end up tied with 14 points apiece for Oberst. Gymnastia 17 to win the group. And tomorrow we're going to see Robert Oberst versus Adam Bishop. Perfect matchup with, America versus Britain, and what I predicted to happen. But interesting note that they're doing, from what I understand, they do the last man standing stone to make sure that no one sandbags the stone, and if they don't have to do it, they don't continue. But what you end up having is you have some people that basically didn't do it all they could on the last 2 events because they saw that 3rd was wrapped up, and they did just enough to get 3rd. And it's smart, they're doing every day back to back. So very smart veteran move by Robert Oberst, and he's trying to make it the finals for a 2nd straight year and keep another Brit out like he did Luke Stoltman last year in the Stone qualifier, and Bishop's trying to make his first final. That'll be an intense matchup. Of course, always put in the comments below how you think they're going to go and what your thoughts on the day. Group 3, Martins Lisis gets 9 reps for the event win, followed by 8 for a tie for 8 with Tom Stoltman and Mikhail Shivlikov. Shivlikov did not have a great World's Strongest Man this year. It seems, for whatever reason, just he kind of underperforms compared to how he does on the Arnold circuit. He got 3, so they both get 3.5 points. They have to split points there. Avers got 5 reps for 2nd, and Eddie Williams got 5 reps for 2 points. Eddie Williams got 2 reps and got 1 point last place. They all got 6 reps. Looks like Martins was the best time, so he gets 5 points, followed by Avers with 6, also got 6 with 5 points, getting him. Martins wins the group, advances to the finals. Avers gets 12 points to go to the stone off against Tom Stoltman. Man, I don't know how Ivers, I think it's Ivers, stones are, but I wouldn't want it. I don't think anyone would want to go against Tom Stoltman. So that they're going to be going against each other in the stone off in heat 3. On to heat 4, the only difference here is they all did the car deadlift, but heats 4 and 5 did a circus dumbbell. I believe it was 220 pounds, which would be 100 kilos. Mateusz Kieliszkowski looks very improved on the deadlift, getting 6 reps, which across, it's not a great finish across groups, but it's competitive in pretty much any group, getting 3.5 points. JF Karan, no surprise, does an easy 7 for the event win and 5 points. And another 6 reps for Kevin Ferris of USA with having a very good contest. Ole Martin Christensen gets 3 reps on the circus dumbbell. Mateusz does 5 for the win and to go straight to the finals. Very strong qualifier for him. JF Karan gets 4. Ferris 3 and Ole Martin Christensen 3. And we're going to be looking at JF Karan versus Kevin Ferris in the last man standing stone tomorrow. They end up with, JF Karan ends up with 17 points to Kevin Ferris's 12.5. So he can make up a 4.5 point lead in one event if he beats JF Karan. Of course, that's no easy task, but Ferris is a very resilient strongman. He's a lot younger, and anything can happen when you're throwing a 400-pound stone back and forth. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I didn't get heat 3 right so far because I picked Shivlikov to go into the stones, not Ivers, and I picked Lawrence Chalet versus Karan. Of course, Laws tore his Achilles. Wish him a very speedy recovery. Of course, subscribe to Big Laws Official on YouTube. He has a great channel. It's pretty hard to watch his last vlog with his last Worlds. Not how we want to end it, but had a great career. And it's just, that's one of the downsides to a strongman is that it's a tough sport. Only one person gets to be on top. Thor's worked at it for the past 6 years to get first, and then it's still, he has all these injuries. So, Laws was on the podium before, and it's just, you got to fight back, and you get so many injuries in the sport. To just be able to do it for the duration that he has and stay at that level is commendable and rare. A lot of people have a strong 3 years, and almost no one has a strong decade like Lawrence Chalet. So hope to see him healthy and competing in some other contests besides Worlds. He's talked multiple times about, he's been talking to the people at Worlds about how he thinks he should run it. Doesn't seem too happy with it. I'd like to have a chat with him about what he says about that soon whenever he's recovered. We talked a little bit about maybe doing an interview together or something. So hopefully we pull something off like that. And again, hopefully, mostly hope that he recovers well from pretty serious injury. So going on to Heat 5, this is the one I got the most shit for because I said that Novikov has a good chance at beating Brian Shaw in the group. And spoiler alert, he came up a little short, but it was close, and I don't feel bad having that prediction, just how Brian Shaw, you have to give it to him. They put him, they're like, here, it's just like throwing this hungry lion in with, the old, leader of the pack and just pushed him. He couldn't let up for a second, and he probably had the hardest qualifier out of any of the, big names because of it. It's pretty rude to put Novikov in. I know he's 22 and a rookie at World's Strongest Man, was an amateur just last year, but man, his momentum is great. He's young, he's relatively injury free it seems, and he pushed him every event. They traded first and second every event. The deadlift, Shaw got 11. Novikov just missed locking out his 11th rep for 10 for second, and and then in the dumbbell press, they were going again, and Novikov looked a little ahead of Shaw, but he missed. He couldn't get his feet together and couldn't stabilize it at the top with his 10th. Shaw gets 10, Novikov gets 9, ends up with 19 points for Shaw, 17 for Novikov. And, if he would have placed above Shaw, and they tie, the overhead was the tie. So he really pushed, 4 times World's Strongest Man, and Brian Shaw absolutely could win Worlds this year. And Brian Shaw moves into the finals, avoiding having to do the last man standing stone. And Novikov has a 7-point lead over Trey Mitchell who got 8 reps, who had a very good contest for his rookie year. You can go back on my channel and listen to my contest with Charles Mitchell III. I interviewed him a while back, and he, right when he turned pro, and he's done great. Won America's Strongest Man, went down to Arnold, Australia, had a good performance, and very solid performance here at Worlds, especially 8 reps on the deadlift, 6 reps on the dumbbell. Mark Felix can still deadlift for reps with anyone getting 9, and missed the dumbbell because press hasn't been good for Mark for years. But ends up we're going to see Novikov versus Trey Mitchell in the dumbbell. Can't wait to see videos of that. If you have them, please send them to me tomorrow, because they're both young. They're both phenomenal at stones. What did Novikov do? Like a 220 kilogram stone for 5-6 reps at the Arnold. African just ran out of time. And Trey's done a 500-pound stone of steel for, I think, 3 reps, and you're not able to use tacky on that. So both of these guys can do a much heavier stone for reps. They're both young. I think it's going to come down to conditioning, and I think Novikov has the better conditioning between the two. But he's Berserker Lifter. That's his handle on Instagram. We talked about how he just goes to a crazy place sometimes, and I think he's going to go there, and they're going to push each other. And this is a perfect example of the stones. That's not going to be an easy one for either one of them. So whoever does, and they're in the last group, so I assume they're going to go last in the stones, however late that ends up being. So they're going to have the least amount of recovery between when they start the finals the next day, and they're probably going to have the hardest matchup between each other. So thankfully there's some of the younger competitors and hopefully have better recovery, but that's going to be an absolute battle, and I can't wait to see it. I'm Kalle Beck. Thanks for watching. Of course, go to store.startingstrongman.com for everything you need for strongman. Follow me at Starting Strongman and at Let Kalle Lift across social media. Hit like and subscribe. Share these videos with your friends. And of course, in the comments, tell me everything I got wrong.